How's it going, guys? Zoro here once again for another live reaction to One Piece. This time it is chapter 1147. This is a wonderful Friday. Hope you're having a good day today, guys. Hold on a moment. Let's see if we are having any technical issues. One Piece. No, we're good on that front. Good. All right, we are seemingly solid. Good. Last couple of weeks I've been a little trying with the technical bullshit. So it's good to see everyone that we're good today with the tech stuff. So hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. It is me, Zoro. It is One Piece Day, chapter 1147. Oh man, what a day, what a day, what a day. I'm not going to get into any particular details. I just been having a struggle of it lately. So it's good to have some One Piece to fall back on, to always be there to pick me up when shit ain't good. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I did hear that we are on break. Someone told me that. Correct me if that's wrong. I didn't confirm it because I didn't want to accidentally get spoiled, but I was told that we're going to be on break for possibly a couple weeks. Is that true? I'm gonna need verification on that. Like the video if you're just joining us. By the way, we're going to be starting in just a little bit. Just going to wait for a few more people to roll in as they're seeing the live update. And then we're going to get started, man. Darth Titan, yes, sir. I'm doing good, man. I did watch a little bit of the playoffs, yesterday. I was at work for my Knicks game for most of it, but I gladly caught the end of the game at home, and they pulled out a very impressive win. I mean, it was only a 2-point win at the end of the day, but it really was more than that. The Pistons hit a couple desperate threes at the end of the game. Realistically, we were up 7 with a minute to go. We were not losing that game, and despite some shenanigans, we were able to pull it off pretty handily. So that was great to see. Up 2-1. Pistons are tough. I'll give them credit where credit's due. They're a solid team, but we should be able to take them out before at least 5-6 games at most. It's really sad to see what happened with Memphis. I think they have no chance regardless to win this, but to see them lose Ja and in a really reckless play, whether it was intentional or not, I don't think is important. The fact that Dort didn't get a flagrant on that play is ridiculous to me, because we see accidental elbows to the face that are called flagrants because of recklessness, and then this isn't called a reckless play when he literally headbutts him in midair. It just seems kind of crazy to me. And then they end up, credit where credit's due. Coming back from 29 points is incredible, regardless of the circumstances. But that took all the wind out of the Memphis' sails, and they just couldn't hit a shot after that. Didn't have their guy to lead the team. And if Jaws in that game, they're winning that game easily. I just think it's really unfortunate. Who else played last night? The Nuggets. Oh, they just got smacked. There's not really much to say about that game. Clippers look good. So, yeah, the playoffs have been pretty solid. One of these years, I wish the Knicks could just have an easy series. They never, even if they win series, it's never easy. Last year with the Sixers was not easy. We won it. 2 years ago against the Cavs was not an easy series. We won it. Could we just have an easy, hey, we just sweep you guys type series? That would be nice. But no, it's always got to be dramatic. You know what I mean? I can't catch a fucking break, man. I can't catch a break. Yeah, I mean, there are probably only 3 teams in the league that could compete with the Celtics or the Cavaliers, right? And I completely agree. I think the Knicks are going to lose that series against the Celtics, right? But there are only, in my estimation, I don't know, the Thunder, the Cavs. Maybe that's it. Those are the only teams I see taking the Celtics to at least 6. I think the Celtics are that good. Um, the Cavs or the Thunder. I don't think any other team in the league, I'm sorry to tell you, is taking the Celtics to 6. So, I hear this a lot about on TV. Like, well, they can't get past the Celtics. Like, yeah, are you gonna knock a team because they couldn't get past the KD Warriors? Like, oh, they're a good team, but they can't get past the KD Warriors. Like, yeah, of course they can't. They're the fucking KD Warriors. Well, what is that, a knock against them? No, I mean, it's just that that team is really stacked. They got some really great trades their way. The fact that Drew got sent to them on a silver platter is ridiculous. And obviously, like, signing Porzingis is just like, they don't even need Porzingis on that team. I'm gonna be honest, like, Porzingis is just fucking like icing on that cake for them. And they're incredible. They're an incredible team. They've got incredible depth. Um, Contracts are going to have to get extended. They're probably going to have to lose Porzingis, but I think they'll still be a dominant team even without him because, I mean, Horford never ages, and Cornette's not a bad backup, and does a lot of similar Porzingis-y things, even though he's not as good as Porzingis. So that team is just stacked, right? So even if we don't get past the Celtics, I didn't expect to, at least not this year. It's our first year together as a squad with this new roster construction. They've only been together for about a year now. Some of us have been less than a year. So, I've never expected them to win a championship this year. It was just a matter of getting everybody on the same page, seeing how it works out, that kind of thing. But yeah. Anyway, One Piece. We're here for One Piece. I could talk basketball for a while. I'm not going to do that. Be sure to like the video if you're just joining us, guys. We're going to be getting started with our reaction very soon here. I'm going to pull up the chapter right now and get started in a minute or two. But yeah, like the video, all that stuff. I mean, the KD Warriors are better than the current Celtics. But it's just an example. It was just the best comparison I can think of, Alright, let me just get the chapter. It's been weird, like, when it comes to Elbaf, I've been seeing a lot of negativity. Last week, after the chapter dropped, there was a lot of, not in my chat and not in my streams, but just on, like, Twitter and stuff, and on, social media in general. There was a lot of criticism to how Elbaf has been going so far, and I'm not seeing it really. Like, I will admit the last couple chapters have been less interesting than the ones before it, for sure, with the whole kids scenario. But as a whole, I don't think the arc has been bad at all. I think it's been pretty good. The whole Loki stuff is quite interesting, and we're just in the part of Oda has a similar, formula for how he constructs these arcs, in One Piece, and we're in the section in the beginning where it's like we're introducing the characters, we're showcasing the world, how everything operates, how the society functions, and that stuff is really interesting to me, and we got some of that. We got like Frankie, before the mural and stuff. We got some really good stuff, and for some reason people are really not messing with, like, not everyone. I'm not going to speak for the entirety of the fandom, but there was a lot of negativity, and maybe I'm just in a bubble with my own fan base because I don't see it here with us. But yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far. The last couple chapters have been very mediocre, but they're not like bad. They're like average chapters. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe this chapter brings us back to glory. You know what? Let's pull it up. I think I've bullshitted enough. Let's pull up the chapter. Let's get started. Here we are, One Piece 1147, boys. Let's make it happen, all right? All right, pull up the chapter if you want to read along. Luffy on the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump? Oh no, he's just, okay, it's just Shonen Jump. Technically, Luffy is like front and center on the cover of Shonen Jump. Now, I do want to ask you guys, like, if you're Jump fans in general. Hold on, we got song. Thank you very much for the soul pudding. Thank you so much for the 50 months of loyalty. I appreciate it very much. Like, legitimately, if, like, hypothetically speaking, if One Piece ended tomorrow, what would be the second most popular Shonen Jump series? Is it Sakamoto? Kakegurui? Like, what even is... I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm just ignorant here. Is there really any bangers out there in Shonen Jump right now? Is One Piece carrying Shonen Jump right now? I know that might sound ignorant. It might sound like it is a One Piece stan. Like, I know I want to get to the chapter, but I'm just gonna current most popular Shonen Jump manga. I'm trying to see. Oh, Chainsaw Man, of course, Chainsaw Man, yeah. That's the AI overview. I can't trust it. Let's see. Blue Box. Okay, so here are the rankings right now for the most popular of the weekly Shonen Jump series. There is, I guess Chainsaw Man's not Jump. I thought it wasn't Shonen Jump. I can never look at the AI overview on Google. One Piece, Blue Box. I'm gonna be honest, I know fucking nothing about Blue Box. What the fuck is Blue Box? Dog. Ichi the Witch, Sakamoto Days I know about. Akane Banai, bro, I don't know any of these, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Is Blue Box good? Like, maybe Blue Box is fire. I'm starting right now, actually. You came at a perfect time. I just got to the cover of Shonen Jump. I was curious if there's anything relevant happening in Shonen Jump right now. And apparently Blue Box is number 2. I've never heard of it. I'll be honest, I barely have even heard of that series. I've heard of it, but only in passing and nothing really spectacular. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Chapter 1147, The Things We Find Scary. Yamato. Only Child Yamato on the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage Volume 32 are still with us. Raizo, the daimyo of Udon, expresses his gratitude. Alright. Flashback. Robin, Chopper, Hyde. I've seen him before. He's a god's knight. Huh? They're immortal. We can't beat them. The survivor of Ohara. I guess there were 2 of you, huh? For the children's sake, you've got to stay hidden and wait for the right moment. The Marines sure dropped the ball there. Robin and Chopper are in the hair waiting. Gunko, you've done rounding up the Straw Hats? Are we bringing them back with us? Summers, you dolt. What? You know we aren't here to provoke Straw Hat Luffy, right? We are to carry out our mission and go back home. I have no words. I have no words. Oh, Jinbei. Jinbei. What happened to you? Look what they did to my boy. They massacred my boy. Oh, Jinbei. What did you do? What did you do? What didn't you do, Jinbei? What is this? Grr, how dare they do that to Saul? And they took Cologne too. How could you let this happen, Jinbei? I thought... That's what I'm saying, Nami! That's what I'm saying! That's what I'm saying, bro! How could you let this happen to you, Jinbei? Bruh. It's sad stuff. It's a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. You used to stand against giants. What is Paramount War, Jinbei? That's what I'm trying to find. Dig deep. He's like, quit trying to make a racket. I'm trying to think. I wonder how do we handle this ability. Bro, while you're thinking, she could literally just kill you, bro. I wonder how do we handle this ability. Jinbei, don't make excuses, bro. You got clapped up, bro. You got clapped up, bro. I can't even, man. Jinbei got off-screened, okay? I'm sure. I told you straw hat tax. Pudding remembers there is a straw hat tax. Did I not just say this last week? There is a straw hat tax. Once you join the straw hats, your stock drops significantly for whatever reason, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. I'm telling you, Kaido can join this crew tomorrow and he'd be sitting where Jinbei is. Like, ooh, I guess I got caught. Because it's a straw hat tax. Happens every time. Happens every time. But seriously, like, it's rough to watch. Like, getting off-screen. Jinbei getting off-screened. And I know, like, he's probably gonna, like, he's coming up with something right now. He's got a plan going. He's probably thinking of a way to devise up some plan to counteract this ability. But, bro, nothing's gonna wash away the stench. Wash away the shame of this moment. Jinbei, the first, what's his title? The first son of the sea? The first son of the sea gets off-screened. Bro, embarrassing. You are sitting, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Brook's my boy. I love Brook. Like, I love Brook. Like, more than most people should. That's my boy, right? But you're sitting, like, in the same position as Nami and Usopp, bro. The weak trio. And you're just sitting there, and Chopper's, like scared for his life right now. He's not doing shit because it's Chopper, and he don't do shit. But, like, and Brook, I can understand. He's not as strong as Jinbei, okay? I get it. But Jinbei, come on, dog. Pathetic. Oh, wait. She has stabbed Brook? What is this? Yeah, she's back. The zombie lady. Yak, you there, huh? Oh, shit. Here we go. She recognizes him. Your life will be devoted to making music for me. You belong to me. Hey, yo. Huh? What the? She knows Brook's music? No way. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, maybe this is the key. She's a Celestial Dragon and a Soul King fan? That's one hell of a groupie. Groupie? Okay, I mean, I don't think that's... Maybe that is what Brook wants. I don't know. Hey, Gunko, cut that out. I'm not in the mood to pick a fight with the Emperor here. Let's finish the job. Yeah, they're scared of Luffy, bro. They're scared of Luffy. They know there's a way that they can be hurt. They know. Maybe it's Conquerors. Maybe it is. My sincerest apologies, young lady. My captain, Straw Hat Luffy, gave me a second lease on life. Since then, my loyalty has been to him alone. And if your refusal means forfeiting your life, I would sooner embrace death than live without honor. My boy! That's my boy! That's my boy! You let him know! That's why I love him, bro. That's why I love this man, Brook, dude. That's why I love this man, Brook, dude. That's why I love this man, Brook, man. Let's go! Ah, shit. Oh, he's like, I don't give a fuck about life. My honor is more important than my life. And she just kicks Brook. Bang, Brook. Ah. Why is she grabbing her chest? What the hell? Did he do something? Can anyone read Japanese? What does that little symbol mean? What does that little symbol next to her chest, like, to her hand mean? What does that mean, guys? Can I get a Japanese translator in chat? Where is the man who jumps? Is the man who jumps here? Can I please get a translation? I'm trying to see what that symbol is. Anybody, help me out, because she looks physically in pain. Did Brook do something? What is that? I don't know. But she looks like she's hurt. Maybe Brook did something, or she's actually sweating. Brook, we good killing him? Yeah, go ahead. Bzz. Aham. Can you hear me, warriors of Elbaf? Who's that? A transmission. I'll bet by now you're feeling the pressure from all these abnormalities. This is our handiwork. I'm the dagger of the Holy Land Marijwa, the summers of the God Knights. Artisan Village, Southeast Region, Realm of the Sun. Marijwa. So they're worth the gold government? What do they want? Chief, this broadcasting all over Elbaf. At the moment, they're exposing themselves? Are the kids okay? You're probably already aware, but we are currently in the middle of kidnapping 10 children from this country. Oh yeah, and we've already taken down a certain orange-bearded guy who tried his darndest to free them. Something happened to Mr. Saul? In short, you naively assume those brats would be safe. Those brats would be kept safe, but they're still storming towards our goal. Saul. It's showtime. Too bad we don't have a video feed. Who's saying that? You. Do you remember the names of all the kids we had march out here? Of course. Alright, then you'll inform the parents. It's about time for the children to wake up from their dreams. Hey, what are we doing walking out here? Where are we going? Dunno, I bet it's far away though. Nuh-uh, this is the branch 18, the way back home. Yeah, but our bodies are still moving on their own, aren't they? So we're not going home, but I want my mommy. I want my daddy. You can't see them, we've been kidnapped. What? Calm down, I'm here. Yo, I'm not like you weaklings, I'm a warrior. Let them know, my boy Cologne, let them know. These bitches, dude. Oh, they're kids, I can't call them bitches. They're kids. It's really the parents' fault for making them weak. It's probably due to the king being a bitch, and then the king being like, oh, you know, make sure to teach these kids to be soft and weak. And then Loki's like, hey, I'm gonna kill you because I don't want my nation to be soft and weak and just roll over for the world government. And, you know, that's probably what happened, verbatim. Either way, Cologne is leading the new age here, which I love it. I respect it. What? I'm a warrior. Yeah, it's a monster. It's a ghost. Cologne, help. Ah! Alright, he's still scared. Saul seems to have been taken out, turned back. We're going to rescue the kids. Chiefs, about that. The ship has a spring leak, and we've got broken oars. Damn it! What's this creature supposed to be? Not sure. Some kind of beastly woman. Looks kind of like my missus. You're in for a beating. The one over there looks like my wife, huh? Hang on. Aren't these things just the kid's fears come to life? Say, Ben's your kid, right? Yeah. So if what Ben finds scary is his mom, then that means they're mothers. Yo, that's actually a sick panel of these. Even when we're done with Big Mom, we're still getting Big Mom. Tell me that bottom right panel isn't just Big Mom. Oh my god. Anyone would be scared by that, even us. Yeah. No, we can't do this. Our spirits aren't strong enough. I'm sorry for always going out drinking, Mom. Ma, I shouldn't have forgotten to take out the trash. Forgive me for eating the honey cake meant for our guests. Chiefs, this is bad. The island clowns have drifted away. We're going down. Yee-ha-ha-ha. The ship of the giant warrior pirate just crashed. Some strong dream demons got him. The odds seem to only get worse for those brats. Let's keep this brief. I am now addressing the legendary warrior mountain Beard Jarul. No, Dorian Baragi couldn't have. Seeing as the king is gone, you will speak for Elbaf. It can't be. The giant warrior's pirate soul... Wait. The giant warrior pirate's soul... Sval crashed. I hope the Chiefs are safe. Let's hurry. Our goal is simple. Like, for a gag, it's funny that these large women are doing all of this. But Dorian Bragi really shouldn't. Like, Dorian Bragi was fighting. Let's be honest. Dory and fucking Bragi were fighting against the Five Elders last arc. And doing a really good job of it. Even for a gag, the fact that their ship got taken out by these women, dream people, and their own mother trauma caused them to lose. While funny in the right context, considering children's lives are at stake, I don't know if this is the best time for that. If I'm being honest, I think, I'm honest with my criticism. I don't think this is the best time for that, personally. It is funny objectively, and would be even more funny in a different context. But this is Dorian Bragi we're talking about in the Giant Pirates. It's kind of pathetic that this is how they got knocked down a peg. That can't happen. That can't happen to Dorian Bragi. Our goal is simple. The Giants will serve as our battle thralls. Otherwise, we'll just see how valuable these brats are as hostages. I'm sure you're all curious about the 10 kids and where they all going, right? We get a little diagram. That's a cool diagram. I love these little diagrams sometimes. Very nice. I have the names of the kidnapped children. The first one is Ylva. Ylva, my great-granddaughter. Lord Jarul. The next is Scotty. We're helpless. Olaf. A dream. This is just a dream. Captain, that's my grandson. Ouch. Colleen. I have the worst luck. Mug. I know I'm strong, but I can't stop. Ronya. It's okay. Everything will work out in the end. Why did it have to be my daughter? They were on branch 8, right? I'll go help her myself. Bent. Mama's gonna be so mad. Johanna. At least you have parents. Wait, hold on. Hold on. She's got ancient giant blood in her, Miss Johanna. Ancient giant blood. She doesn't have parents. Ancient giant blood. It doesn't have parents. Is this Harold's daughter? King Harold's daughter? Loki's niece? Maybe? Bjorn just saved me at least. It was just those 9, but later another was taken because he came to save his friends. You suck, Bjorn. How could you say something like that? Sorry. The little warrior Cologne. He makes 10. Huh? Cologne? You hear that, Ripley? Our boy sure is something. Yo, Gavin, you gotta fucking do something, brother. But Ripley, man. Lord have mercy. Gavin, you are a lucky man. This isn't the time to brag. Now we'll make our demands. Listen closely, Elbaf. Warriors have no need for schools. They don't need libraries or other pointless history either. Set them ablaze and swear your allegiance to us. If you don't, we're going to kill off your kids one by one. Ooh. The hell did he just say? What do you think you were going to do? They're fucking celestial dragons. Go, Gavin, go! Help save us. The hell did you say? We know where the kids are. Let's go save them. I'll smash them to bits. Elder Jarul, the choice is yours. Mine? Please wait, that's too cruel. The school is a symbol of Elbaf's peace, and the library not only safeguards our long history, but also the secrets of the world that the scholars of Ohara... Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that, you fucking idiot? please kill this woman first. Kill this fucking freckled dumbass first. For the love of God. Keep the kids. Fuck them. Who cares at this point? You know. No, actually, I don't mean that. Just kill this bitch first. All right, just kill. She is so dumb. Kill this. What are you doing? You just doomed the entire island. You just doomed the entire island. You tell people who admit that they're fucking celestial dragons. Who admit that they're celestial dragons. You are so dumb. Oh my God, bro. Oh my fucking God, you are so dumb. You sure are a big mouth. Yeah, she fucking is. She fucking is a dumbass, big mouth idiot. You've doomed us all. Robin, don't do it. Yasan, please, on it. I'm not going to let it happen. Now Gavin starts to move. An unlikely duo springs into action. Let's go, Robin! Let's go, Robin! We knew this was what was gonna happen with Robin, but like it's always nice to see Robin get into action, man. I love Robin so much. And shut up, Chopper. Just because you're a weakling and too scared to do anything doesn't mean Robin ain't her. Robin is H-E-R with a capital H, her, man. Oh my God, but I'm still just absolutely floored by this dumb, freckled, bispeckled fatty, bro. I'm just so mad, dude. I'm so mad that she just outed fucking Elbath's secrets on Elbath. I cannot believe she just did that. That is unbelievable. She's gonna fight Summers. It's the thing about Robin and Summers. It's really interesting. I forgot who mentioned it, but someone messaged me either in my comment section or on Twitter about this, where they mentioned like there's a lot of parallels between the two, and I agree. And there were some I didn't exactly see, but I really liked the parallels with her having like this devil fruit that Summers has being very similar to hers, and that she makes flowers bloom and he makes thorns bloom, and those are intertwined. And the fact that his devil fruit seems to counteract hers completely. I think that if Robin can do something against this guy, who completely counters her and is immortal and all these other crazy things, then all the more Robin hype, to go. That being said, if it turns out she cannot win this fight and she ends up losing, they're going to capture her. And that's going to cause problems. So I hope it doesn't come to that. But yes. So the God Knights have immortality, but they must age. The Gorosei don't age too? The Gorosei haven't aged, right? We saw them in the past. They looked exactly the same. So yeah, I don't think they age. I think that either Emu gave them some weird immortality shenanigans, or they all have been blessed by whoever had sacrificed themselves using the Opi Opi no Mi. Those are the two purveying theories right now, at least in my mind. If you have other ones, let me know. But yeah, Robin's gonna fight Summers. Robin is going to fight Summers. But the most interesting part of the chapter for me, not the most interesting, but a really, really interesting part of the chapter for me I want to talk about before we go back and we start at the end here, was the Brook stuff. Because Brook, not only, does Brook say, that woman, no, it can't be, which is also like adding to the whole like theory about Brook knowing about the God Knights and all that stuff. It may be like, if Brook knows this person, maybe they don't age, right? He recognized her and knew her back in the past. There's that possibility, but it's hinting once again at Brook knowing something about the God Knights that he's not sharing quite yet, or he's not quite remembering, but we're getting into it. We're getting right into it. And then right after that, like, Brook getting kicked, and then it turns out Gunko gets hurt or something. Like she's grabbing her chest, her heart. Really, she's grabbing her heart. Most likely, is that like her heart thumping? Is that what that sound effect is supposed to be? I don't know. I am not a Japanese speaker, unfortunately. But if her heart is thumping and she's in pain, maybe she just felt really bad about kicking the person that she really likes, or the musician she respects. Or maybe she got physically hurt by something Brook did. I don't know. Either way, like there's something going on there. Like Brook seems to be the counter to Gunko, right? Robin will be the fight against Summers. And then killing him, maybe Jinbei figure something out. Maybe Jinbei can do something because he said, like, I'm thinking, how do we handle this ability? I'm thinking about it. Maybe Jinbei can do something because right now Jinbei is... Like, even if he does end up thinking of something and turns it around, he still got treated like fodder this chapter. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing that this Yonko crew gets off-screened. Can you imagine any of Shanks' crew being off-screened? Can you imagine, like, who would be the fourth strongest on Shanks' crew? Lucky Root... Like Yasop, you imagine Yasop being off-screened, or Lucky Root, because obviously it's one or the other for the fourth strongest, right, on the crew, including Shanks himself. You know, Shanks, Beckman, Lucky Root, Yasop, whatever order you want to switch out. Lucky Root and Yasop, it is what it is. My point is, can you imagine either of them being off-screened by someone, and Jinbei is off-screened, which is embarrassing indeed. But he's got a chance to somewhat redeem himself, and I think he will. Now we're scrolling ahead here in the chapter. What is Ja Rule going to do? We don't know. We got the kids being named one by one. A lot of interesting kids here. They're going one by one. Putting Over Nami says in the chat that this makes over 87,000 named characters. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if the rest of the squad can hear this broadcast in the, like, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji can hear the broadcast. I wonder. But going back to these kids, I think this Johanna person is special. She's a quote-unquote orphan. She doesn't have parents. I think she could be the daughter of the late Harold. Could be wrong. Because she got the giant's blood. She has no parents. Harold was recently killed. We know nothing about any queen. So, yeah. I will say the God Knights are playing this really well. Like, we need your power. We're taking hostages. Threatening the hostages. Burn down the books, and then this dumb bitch. I'm sorry, like, I am visibly frustrated with this woman for no reason. Like, who is this random ass woman that she did this? I just she's like, oh yeah, this is, don't burn down don't burn down the libraries. It's where the horror stuff is. And do you want to know about other crimes we did? Well, yeah, once we jaywalked. And who is this rat snitch, bro? Who is this rat? This fucking rat. Dude, I'm so mad at this woman. Godly, I want her to die, bro. Like, either, like, because there was a theory out there that she was, like, secretly evil and was working with Harold in the past. There is a theory about that. I'm not buying into that theory, but, like, this is like feeding into that narrative where it's like she gave up that information on purpose because she wants to condemn the island. Gunko doesn't wear pants because of Brook. You can always see my panties. Yes, that's probably why. Oh my god, come on, guys, come on. Anyway, great chapter. I love seeing Robin put in some work. Let's see what she can do, man. This is nut up time, man. Nut up or shut up. Jinbei's got to get it together. Like the Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro ain't there to save the day right now. They ain't there to save the day. And for anyone out there that doubted me when I said the Monster Trio will always remain the Monster Trio and Jinbei's not a part of it, for anyone who doubted me when I said that, that statement has been all but cemented this chapter. 100%. Can anyone deny that now? I know Sanji's been used as a hype tool before, but off-screened? I don't think Sanji's ever been off-screened, guys. I don't think so. I don't think so. At the very least, whenever we see Sanji getting smacked up by a stronger villain, he does it on screen, okay? He puts up at least a somewhat of a fight. Right? This is just pathetic, bro. Straight up. But what do you think about chapter 1147? How did you enjoy it? How did you think about it? Do you have any theories, thoughts, opinions? There's a lot that could be important in this chapter. I will say I did not enjoy the giant pirates getting taken out by fucking dream women. I just think that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, if it's basically saying Killingham's power is more powerful than the Gorosei. Not even Killingham himself. A manifestation of his power is more powerful than the Gorosei themselves. Because, you know, they were putting in work against the fucking Gorosei. Absolute work against the Gorosei. Yet, these manifestations of Killingham's power overwhelm the entirety of the giant pirates. I just don't like that. I just think that it's inconsistent for how the giant should be portrayed at this point. And all for a gag, which admittedly was funny in the moment, but with any bit of scrutiny, you realize this is actually pretty stupid. So that's the one part of the chapter I didn't like. Everything else I think was pretty good, though. Pretty good. They're setting up the scene pretty well here for this conflict. And it gives Robin a chance to flourish. We're going to see Scopper in action, and maybe Scopper saves the day, maybe he doesn't. We'll have to see. Brook is going to have his moment to shine, which I'm like, yes, I fucking love Brook. I fucking love Brook. Brook this chapter, man. Brook this chapter. He's like, nah. I'm fucking loyal till I die, baby. So good, man. Also hope we get to see Robin's Demon Fleur, but Zoro Sanji would be put in the same position. Also, the woman from CP9 off-screen Sanji. Yeah, that is true. That is true. It was technically off-screen, but Sanji, we know Sanji's weakness. Like, he could have beaten Khalifa if he wanted to. It's just, you know, he can't defeat 50% of the population. So, it is what it is. Would I support a deluxe color volumes? Oh my god, yes. Yes. What kind of question is that? I would buy it in a second. Like omnibuses, like colored omnibuses, or colored like leatherback books or something crazy like that, or like yeah, fucking amazing. Amazing. Are you Zoro fan? Are you asking am I a Zoro fan or am I a Zoro fanboy? Both are yes. Sanji's not weak, okay? Sanji's not weak. He's just got his weaknesses, you know? He can't defeat a woman, which is kind of important. I mean, it's very lucky that a lot of the women in One Piece aren't great fighters. Because imagine, like, if the Yonko crews, right? I mean, I guess technically Big Mom has a second division commander that is... Sweet Commander, the second strongest is Smoothie, right? Although Smoothie is pretty irrelevant in her own right. But it's really lucky that, like, imagine if Queen was actually a woman. Sanji wouldn't have been able to fight Queen. And we would have been in big trouble because who's fighting Queen, right? And going forward, he's lucky that the women in the series aren't often the strongest. Let's put it that way. Let's be nice to Oda and say, women are generally speaking weaker than men in the series. which makes his weakness not as bad, but it's still a bad weakness to have. Um, I haven't read D. Gray Man in a long time, so I don't know the context of that, but that's interesting, Darth. Haven't seen D. Gray Man in a long ass time, man. Oof, long time. I gotta rewatch that or reread it. Either way, it's been a while. Same with Soul Eater. I haven't seen. I gotta want to go back and watch Soul Eater. But then again, I do gotta watch Fire Force. I've heard great things about Fire Force, and even though, right, when it comes to Fire Force, I have not seen it. That first opening is one of my favorite anime openings ever, dude. That fucking Fire Force opening one, what was that, Miss Green Apple opening? Oh my god. I don't know why I'm doing the Trump. It's amazing. 10 out of 10 opening. I don't know why I'm doing that. But yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible opening. So I'm gonna check out Fire Force one of these days. I hear good things, but I just don't have time. Like I've like a list of recommendations people have been giving me, and I just have not been able to knock them off. Been very very busy lately. Yeah, Queen sucks. We know Queen sucks. My point was Sanji can't beat any woman, regardless of how strong she is. So even though Queen sucks, I don't know who's taking the place of, maybe Jinbei could beat Queen, probably. I would guess yes, most likely, but someone would have to fight who's who then, and then who's fighting who's who, and it's like it's one of those things. Maybe Marco would have to show up and fight someone for once. You know, who knows? Soul Eater is greater than Fire Force. Is it really? Okay. Okay. I've heard good things about Fire Force, but you know, it's made by the same person. That's the reason why I say it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll have to check it out. Sanji's didn't even show better hockey. I mean, yeah, Sanji's hockey isn't anything like super impressive. That's not what his power up was about during that arc, during Onigashima. It was more about his awakening of his genes, and his character moment was more of a focus than his actual physical improvement. No, Jinbei's not stronger than Sanji. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You have to understand, Jester, when it comes to the Straw Hats, whenever, like, how a character showcases himself or herself before they join the crew, and how they have to pay the Straw Hat tax after they join the crew, there's a significant drop off. I mentioned this a couple chapters ago, but look at Frankie, for example. Frankie was fighting Luffy 1v1 before he joined the crew, and then once he joined the crew, he's significantly weaker than Luffy. Robin, before she joined the crew, was snapping the necks of nation's strongest soldiers. She destroyed Pell in 3 seconds. She was a monster. She was holding off all the Straw Hats with her ability. Incredible. Joins the Straw Hats. Is clearly not one of the strongest of the Straw Hats. Like, I can go on and on. Chopper, and I mean, it happens consistently in One Piece. So Jinbei is another unfortunate victim of this, where before he's obviously like, talking shit to Big Mom, blocking Akainu, doing all these crazy things, and then you join the Straw Hats and you get knocked down 2 or 3 pegs, and he's a shell of his former self at this point. I'm sorry to say it. He's not there. He's not there. So the monster trio will always maintain itself in terms of the strength of the Straw Hats. I don't see anyone joining that can upset that, unless like Yamato joins. But then again, she'll probably pay the tax, and then, we move on from there. I recently finished book 5 of Stormlight Archive, and I found out he wants to write 5 more books. Nice. You finished book 5. He does plan to write 10 books, although the next book's not coming out for another decade. So we're going to have to sit on that pudding for another decade for Sir Sanderson to release another one of the Stormlight Archive books, book number 6. And then there's 7, 8, 9, 10. So it might be 50 years before we get to number 10. Or 40, 30 years. Maybe not 50. 30 years till we get the conclusion of the Stormlight Archive. I will admit, when I finished book 5, I was somewhat satisfied. somewhat satisfied. I was okay. This isn't bad. Pretty decent ending. Um, and then I had actually sat and kind of like ruminated on it a little bit and thought about it. And the more I ruminated on it, the more I thought about the book, the less and less I enjoyed it. Like post the conclusion of the Stormlight Archive. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read those books because I still recommend the series as a whole. Because I believe the Stormlight Archive, the first 3 books in particular, are all 10 out of 10s. All of them are 10 out of 10 books. I think they're incredible. Even if you're not into fantasy novels, I think if you like as a One Piece fan, it's very similar. There's a grand world, fantasy, epic adventure, awesome characters. Anyone can enjoy it. That I know that's in my chat would enjoy it. I know for a fact. If you're like into One Piece, it's a perfect because it's also a epic fantasy, and like One Piece is epic fantasy, right? I think it's a perfect transition. So I recommend everyone watch it or read it rather, or listen to the audiobook. I listen to the audiobooks. That's how I consume most of my novels. But book 5, the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I just grew to not really like it very much. It's not like bad, it's not horrible, but there's some really questionable decisions in that book. And one of my favorite characters, I'll just say one of my favorite characters' conclusion, let's put it that way, was less than optimal. This character being my favorite character in the entire series. And the fact that the conclusion to that character was very underwhelming really made me annoyed and kind of mad, actually. I'm curious what you thought about the book, Pudding. I personally ended up feeling a little disappointed by it. I still think it's better than Rhythm of War, but I still think it's worse than the other 3 first books, for sure. Look, you have to understand, like, you know, if for me, if this is the first time you're watching me, I like Zoro more than Sanji. I always have, I always will. That's not going to change. But that doesn't mean I dislike Sanji. In fact, Sanji is probably my second favorite Straw Hat. After Zoro, it's close because it changes. Because most of the time, Sanji is my second favorite Straw Hat after Zoro. But then Robin sometimes takes the stage and overtakes him a little bit. So it's like those two are very close, but more often than not, it's Sanji over Zoro. I still really like Sanji. Like, you don't like, for me, I know a lot of people are like, you know, pick your battle, pick your fighter, and then go to talk shit about the other guy. I don't like doing that. You know, I'll poke fun. I'll play into the rivalry a little bit. But at the end of the day, I really like both characters. Sanji has some serious shortcomings with his gags. We all understand that. And Zoro's not perfect either, but I much prefer Zoro's stuff over Sanji's. But I still think Sanji's great in his own right. So yeah. Maybe they'll pay off in a decade. I hope so. I hope so too, Pudding. Like I said, I still recommend the Stormlight Archive. I love the Stormlight Archive so much that they released a tabletop version of the game version of the books. Right now it's there was a beta version that released for a one-shot adventure, and I ran because I play D&D a lot. I play D&D a lot, and so I'm used to tabletop role playing. I do it a lot. So when they announced that there was going to be a Stormlight RPG tabletop, I was like, "Fuck that, I'm in." Right? And they released a beta and a one-shot game, and I ran that for a bunch of my D&D friends. I literally had four separate groups that I was running for that. Like 4 groups of like 5 people. So for 20 people, I ran a Stormlight one-shot. Separate people, 20 separate people, I ran the Stormlight Archive one-shot adventure, which was so much fun. Because a lot of people didn't read the Stormlight Archive, it got them to read the Stormlight Archive, and they were really fucking into it, and I was like, yeah, that was really cool. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream there, but thank you so much for stopping by and supporting me. If you want to like the video, help support the channel, I really would appreciate that for all my YouTube people. And, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream there and call it for this Friday. I hope you had a wonderful Friday, guys. Hope you had a fun stream, like I did. And we'll catch you. Wait, I gotta see. Is there a break? Because I was told there was gonna be a break or a 1 or 2 week break. I don't see it. Is that wrong? Were they lying to me? It doesn't say break at the end of the chapter here, so hopefully there's a chapter next week. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. You know where to find me. Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's usually one or the other. You'll find me reacting to the One Piece chapters. So, Matt Mercer's complaints about Wizards of the Coast. When did he post his complaints? Recently? I mean, I have a bunch of complaints against Wizards of the Coast. All right, you know what? I'm going to hold off on ending the stream because I want to talk about this. I'm going to rant. So if you want to leave because you don't care about D&D stuff, you can leave. But let me just say this because I want to rant about this. Number one. The new edition that they released for D&D, this 5.5 or this new edition, the fucking this 1 D&D or whatever the fuck they want to call it, is a complete flop. I'm sorry to say it. Like, there are nice things in it. It's fun. It's cool, whatever. There's some fun monsters, whatever the case may be. I buy all the books. I do because I run D&D once or twice a week. So I like to keep like up to date with some of the newer stuff. And it's just not it, man. It's not it. They took the safe approach. They really didn't innovate nearly enough what they needed to. They just added a little new coat of paint onto D&D and said, this is a new edition, we're doing things differently, and that's not the case. That's not the case. It's not very great. I personally find that I've been playing D&D since 2016, 5th edition, and I was hoping for a big shakeup to kind of make things interesting and new and fresh, and they didn't do that. So a lot of my groups, a lot of my friends, a lot of my people that I play with are actually moving to Pathfinder right now. And to be honest, I'm finding that rule set and that world to be much more interesting and more fun and creative and innovative than D&D. And that's not even to mention the whole like scandals that they've been going through from a company standpoint. That's a whole nother issue. I'm just talking from a pure like mechanics perspective. The game itself has become stagnant. A lot of the best writers and creators that have been working on the games have quit. A lot of their innovations have failed. They try to do a 3-dimensional tabletop like simulator where you can join like digitally and you can have like a top-down view of a 3-dimensional space where you're playing D&D, and on paper that sounds incredible. It releases and it's a complete flop. It's buggy as hell. It doesn't work. It doesn't integrate well with the way that they intended. It was horrendous, which really disappointed me. So that was a complete just throw to the bucket garbage, man. It's one of those things where they got too famous. Like D&D, like 5th edition blew up with like Critical Role and a bunch of the other streamers that were playing, and just the new edition being better than the last edition. And they got too cozy, and they thought, oh, we're just going to ride this wave, and they milked a dying cow at this point. And they needed to innovate. They needed to ruffle some feathers and rock the boat a little bit and try something new to keep it fresh. And they decided to marginally improve it, which isn't going to do the job. Not to me. And I'm like in the middle of a bunch of campaigns right now. 2 of which are, I'm running 2 campaigns right now. And both of them, my players are almost max level. They're two levels away from max level. Or 3. Like level 17, level 18. The max is 20. And once those campaigns end, I don't know if I'm going back to D&D. I might do Pathfinder. I might do the Stormlight Archive role-playing. I might do, Vampire the Masquerade. I might do Call of Cthulhu. I might do all these other tabletops. I might do Legend of the Five Rings, which is like a fantasy, like Asian-influenced tabletop series. There's a lot of good ones out there besides D&D, man. I do recommend if you guys haven't gotten into any tabletop stuff, it's really fun. Even if it is D&D to get started, just for the, getting into the hobby. I think it's really cool, man. It's really fun. It's a really like social thing with a bunch of like I made so many friends playing D&D. Like I said, I ran a game for 20 separate people, and all of them I consider friends. So it's one of those things where it's a really cool hobby. You meet a lot of great people, whether you're playing in person or online. It's a great thing. But the system itself, I feel like it needed something. It didn't get it. So my rant is over. I just wanted to rant about it. I don't know what Matthew Mercer said about Wizard of the Coast because, like I said, I'm mainly angry with it from a actual gameplay perspective. Not even touching on the whole like bullshit that they got into with like sending Pinkertons after people and the OGL scandal and a bunch of other stuff that they had to deal with their nonsense from their greedy company that runs it. So it's kind of sinking right now. The Titanic is sinking, and I'm getting off the boat probably sooner than later. I've only played a little bit of Magic the Gathering. I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy growing up personally. But yeah, you got 99% of you guys in here probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I had to say it, man. I had to say it because for the one person who does know what I'm talking about from the D&D perspective, shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right. Anyway, now I'm going to be getting off. Rant over. Thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful Friday. I'm going to be seeing you next time.